Hey, gods and goddesses. I always say, don't be out here calling yourself a Gemini Sun if you haven't looked at the rest of your birth chart. The sun is who we are when we're lit up from the inside out. So if you're going to rep your sun sign, Gemini, then at least know what it actually means. The sun is the sovereign light within. This is the internal self that goes beyond personality. Though it does describe different characteristic codes that we hold within us and also traits that we hold within us as well. And, it represents this core essence of who we are becoming in this lifetime. This is the radiant intelligence that shapes and guides and contributes to your evolution. And the sun can be seen as ego, it can be seen as confidence, it can be seen as your will, your career, in describing the sun in astrology, but it is where you're asked to fully express, fully awaken your divine vitality and to fully stand in your creative power. It is the heartbeat of your purpose and illuminates the path of your life, bringing it to alignment with this greater design. It is the divine center of your being, the radiant source of your life energy and where it actually flows from. It represents a part of you that becomes conscious or that is becoming conscious, and not just about who you are, but who you are meant to become. The sun is your sacred mission encoded in light, and it shines in your chart like the heart of a star, guiding you to live with intention, purpose, presence, noble awareness, self-realization, integrity. And this is an inner flame that never actually dims, even when we are overwhelmed by emotion, confusion, fear. There's still a spark within us, and it speaks to our noble path. It speaks to our self, the self center. It speaks to self-realization, self-understanding. And this is the journey that really helps us learn to wield our personal will and the act of serving our soul. And the sun, it carries this intelligence about vitality, where you must lead, where you must awaken, where you must create, where you must contribute to this unique frequency of this world. And to follow the path of the sun is to honor your divine timing of your becoming. It is the lifelong journey of your higher nature unfolding, your creative essence, your sacred presence. And the sun reveals a different facet in different parts of our life. There's a different lesson on how we embody the truth, how we act with integrity, how we act with confidence, and walking in your path of fire. This is your spirit. This is the light that is within your eyes. To have your sun in Gemini is to carry this restless, quick, silver, lively, curious, endly curious energy of the zodiac. Your soul is here to really, your soul arrived here to gather stories, to exchange ideas, to storytell, to dance between worlds with lightness and wit. And you are this natural communicator and always observing and adapting, seeking connection through words, through thought, through community. Your relationship to father figures or even your father or masculine figures could be often centers of communication and intellect. You might see your father as a source of knowledge or debate, and perhaps someone whose words you both cherish and you question at the same time. This dynamic shapes your sharp mind and sometimes your scattered focus as you seek to understand this world, and you seek it to understand this world or understand this world through conversation, through connection. And in family and authority, you have thrived in flexibility and variety. You resist these rigid structures and value freedom of expression. You are the one who brings curiosity, who brings playfulness into the family dynamic, but can sometimes feel misunderstood, or there's this restless tradition in roles. When you're in love, when a Gemini sun is in love, they are charming, they are flirtatious, they are craving this mental stimulation as much as emotional connection. They seek partners who engage in their mind and they keep up with their rapid shifts in ideas. You can love, your love can change, and sometimes you might struggle with commitment unless your need is your need for a variety is actually met. Your greatest strengths are adaptability, intelligence, the social grace. However, you can struggle with like inconsistency, superficiality, and this emotional detachment when overwhelmed with too much mental activity. In friendships and work, Gemini Suns are this vibrant connector, and they are this multitasker, and they thrive in social settings where they're juggling many interests and conversations, but they must guard against this scattered energy because it can run thin. And emotionally, you need a variety of mental engagement, and your fear of stagnation or being trapped in routine, this is a fear that you actually have. But when you learn to focus your many talents and balance it with curiosity, with depth, you become this true master of communication and connection. And you have came here to literally connect the dots between thoughts, people, realms, timelines. And these Gemini suns really carry the codes of communication, curiosity, movement, and you have incarnated to keep things alive mentally, energetically, and socially. Your assignment, or your soul assignment here, is to learn to endlessly speak truth creatively and remind us that life is a conversation between the stars, between the trees, between anything that is outside of us as well, because everything is alive, a conversation through the cosmos. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.